oil pastels yet again. Today I'm using Van Gogh oil pastels that I picked a couple of years ago. I think 2016 or 17. I used them a few times, not much as you can see. This is the colors available in the set. It's a 60 color set. I think there are 2 whites if I am not mistaken. No, actually there's only one white, and this is the colors. They are roughly harder than what you expect from, let's say, Mangio or even Art Deco or Light Wish or Paul Rubens. They are on the harder side, harder than all of these. Like, they are the hardest if I put a comparison side by side. Maybe at the end of the video I'll insert a clip swatching Mangio, Art Deco, Paul Rubens, and Van Gogh. So this time I was curious if the weather improved the way these oil pastels work in the coloring book. I'm using the same coloring book, so it's the same paper, same everything, just a different page. And I'm curious how will the oil pastels from Van Gogh will blend, will perform in a warmer weather day. Let's see, and I'll keep you updated. It will be a speed coloring with me talking in the middle, so I hope you find it helpful and enjoying, and let me know if you happen to be participating in this challenge where you color oil pastel pages. I think I'll be calling it Pastels Weather challenge. And I hope if you're doing it, please tag me or let me know in the comments. And if you have a YouTube channel, I'm curious to also see how you experienced it if you made a video. Thank you. I look forward to talking to you soon. So I'm back here to give maybe a short update of my experience using Van Gogh oil pastels, the 60 color set. I noticed from the beginning already they were sort of a harder pastel that, have a more waxy, crumbly residue or texture, unlike the mangoes or even unlike Paul Rubens and unlike also Art Deco. Like if I were to compare them, I would say that Mangyo is the soft and the most blendable. They don't leave any residue when I'm blending them. Following them would be the Art Deco. They blend and rarely I see residue with them. Followed by them is also maybe in the same rank roughly is the Paul Rubens. They blend very well. They are very, very oily. They lose oils almost as you're storing them. So as I was saying, sorry for that, I had to take a break. Van Gogh's oil pastels are dry and crumbly, I would say. And I think the solution for them is, like even in this warmer weather, they are a lot blendable, by the way, unlike before. I think the best technique, and I might try to use it at the bottom of this page, is to simply use less of the pastel on paper and try to layer it rather than what I do with the mangoes, where I just put right on the amount that I want and it just blends. It becomes so perfect. This doesn't work. Formula of oil pastels by Van Gogh. They need to be layered, because when you layer them on the paper, like here I layered dark brown with a lighter brown and put on top of it some white to allow it to mix well. It crumbled. I don't know if you can see it, but it's really crumbly here, over here. So I am not sure if my method to applying this is the best, so I need to play further around with it. I'd say the temperature and the summer might have a positive impact on it in terms of applying to the paper. It glides a lot more smoother now, but it's still not the best in comparison to, for example, the level of improvement I've noticed with the Art Deco. But another factor that might come at play is actually how old these pastels are. And I don't know, they don't have an expiry date on them, but maybe they have lost some oils that evaporated, and I cannot see residue at the moment, not even on the paper of the pastels. Maybe that caused them to perform in this crumbly manner. But if someone has a newer set that they bought, let's say, in the last 1 or 2 years, and it has a different performance than this crumbliness, like you see here, it even crumbles when I'm trying to blend this edge here. And it doesn't blend very well. It has this residue on the side, like it almost creates it as I blend it, like it doesn't want to blend. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not enjoying it. I want to figure out how to work with it, like I'm trying to think of ways to deal with it. It feels almost like you're applying wax, not oil pastel, and not a good wax. Like it's even, you can see here on my finger, it even crumbles on my finger when I'm trying to blend it with my finger. So yeah, that is something to be thinking about. The last trick I will do is try to blend them with a tissue, maybe. But I know that takes away some of the wax, but it also makes it But you see, it takes away the wax, like it's still not resolving. The issue. Yeah, so many flakes. Yeah, that's basically the downside of those drier oil pastels. I think in the part here, this part, sorry, with this greenery, I'm going to apply them the Van Gogh, but I'm also going to add a mangio on top of them, white mangio, to see if that basically creates like a sort of mixing media that allows the dry Van Gogh to become more blendable. I know for a fact I could use all pastel blender. I have that solution, but it takes away a lot of the pigment that barely you will be left with a very light wash of the color. It's not going to be that saturated color anymore. So these are my observation on the Van Gogh oil pastels. So I finished the page, as you can see here. Just to give you a summary of what I've done so far. So with this page, as I've mentioned, that I colored it fully using my old purchase set of Van Gogh oil pastels. I think it's a student grade pastels, and I noticed that they are a drier pastels that I've mentioned in the beginning of the video. So what I've done so far, that I colored it the same way I use my mangios and my Art Deco, where I basically, let's say, color block everything on the page and then just blend. That doesn't work. It creates flakes. They don't layer very well. The effect overall is nice. I don't say anything is wrong with it, but somehow the process is not pleasant as the mangios and the Art Deco. So I thought maybe because they are drier pastels, I'll use a different technique with the leaves. So instead of layering them in advance or color block in advance, what I did is put color by color and blend it, and add the second color and blend it with the first color that was already blended. So that give a more smoother look, although I still see these waxy bits here. I don't know if I zoom in if you will be able to tell. So yeah, so overall I'm satisfied with the result. So far about the oil pastels, I noticed that they glide relatively smoother than how they basically this set. It glides smoother than it did in winter, definitely, but it's still relatively a dry pastel. And if I compare it to something in the market that maybe some of you already has, it's the Pentel pastels. They are very much similar, although they are more pigmented. These ones are more pigmented. What I use it to blend is my finger, or that little itty bitty blending tool. I know there's a bigger one, but I prefer the detailed a blending tool because it's more precise and appeals to me, and I don't really use oil pastel at larger area at the moment, at least in those images. Yeah, so that's basically, relatively speaking, the semi-final page using the oil pastels. Let me know if you have a similar experience using your oil pastels, and if the weather also gives you different results and different experience with your oil pastels, and what brands do you use and what brands do you recommend. By far my favorite is Gogh, definitely, and I'm considering extending the set I have. And yeah, tag me if you participate in this channel's Pastel Weather, and yeah, I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.